You know, people make gestures, they put the stuff out there, and they don't think about the ramifications or the information that other companies and entities and individuals are going to be able to build from that. I mean, you can tell by sentiment analysis, quite simply, if a person is overwhelmingly negative or positive based on the things that they tweet. You can tell so much from just looking at patterns of what people do or what they're putting out there. You can tell if someone's depressed simply by looking at what they're tweeting. You can. I mean, they'll put stuff out there that, generally speaking, I refuse to do. As much as I put my life online, I define a very clear boundary. Yeah. In fact, there are very few things that I post about my personal life anymore just because of the experiences I've had.
So from that perspective is what I got out of my intense research of Chris was he's in control of his brand. Let me finish.
Okay.
As much as you can be. Because I understand once it's out there, it's out there. But you seem to do a really good job of not putting yourself, like, you don't really cross that line. You have here several times. But,
no. I didn't just cross the line. I pissed on it as I crossed it.
Yeah, which is awesome. But you've I don't know what the terminology is, but it seems to be what we've kind of watched is, there's not a lot you can do once the stuff is out there. Just be careful. And think about what's out there. Like you said, just watch it. Watch what you're putting out in the blogosphere or tweeting or all that information. And I just think you've done a good job. I mean, it's impressive. And I don't mean that in any, I'm not kissing your ass or sucking up or anything. You're already here. But you've done a really good job. I mean, it's really impressive, and I was impressed by that. So
no, I appreciate it, and thank you for the compliment. It's to me, and the way that I handle it is very self-deprecating. Part of it is I kind of jumped up when you said control and brand in the same sentence because you can't control your brand. You can guide it. You can mold it. You can do your best to make it what it is, but ultimately, I'm not in control of my brand, and this is the closest thing I have up here is the people in chat are in control of the brand, or the people taking photos of me are in control of my brand. I'm not. I'm in control of myself. So much like with a business, you're in control of your business, but you can't control what other people think about it. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at something, BP. It's either going to be seen as just, good or bad. Yeah. I mean, it's funny. Apple sold 1.7 million iPhone 4s without really spending a dime on advertising. The brand is now so powerful that even despite any perceived shortcomings, they're still going to sell. Absolutely, because the brand is so powerful. But that's not because Apple controls anything other than the experience. And every small business owner should take note. That's the only thing you can control is the experience.
Well said. Yes, sir.
Could you talk about how a local nonprofit might use social media to broadcast their services and their needs? And would you do a tie-in with a local nonprofit for a one-day broadcast to your viewership?
Well, and to try to break down the question, you're asking how nonprofits can better use these tools, and then...
That's right. Is there a nonprofit plan of action that generally they should follow to optimize their use of social media?
Not living inside the nonprofit world, there are probably people who could speak, to specific points on how a nonprofit can engage. You've got a message, and whether you're sending that message out in printed newsletters, email newsletters, the website, you're just getting your message out. The best message you have, core or central to your mission, is the stories. there's a reason your nonprofit exists. Why? Why does your nonprofit exist? And how are you going to take the reasons that your nonprofit exists and parlay that to grow that into a story, or take these stories and make connections with people who don't know what your nonprofit does or the reason your nonprofit exists? How can you, tap into that emotional center of somebody and tickle it and bring that out of them, compassion, or a passion to a certain degree. Every nonprofit's different. Every business is different. Every model is different. But ultimately, it boils down to the stories that humans connect with or want to connect with. There is a nonprofit that is in, I guess they're local to Seattle, but they may be nationwide. I saw them recently at the Northwest Folklife Festival in Seattle, and they stuck out like a sore thumb. What they do is they take computers and they donate them to schools. And what pulled me in wasn't, admittedly, it was the computers, but seeing pictures of these classrooms that just looked like they were from all around the world with computers in them. I'm like, okay, what's the story? What's the deal here? So those pictures, basically, quote unquote, sold me on what it was they were doing, their mission, which is to basically take things that some people just cast aside, they stick into the attic or the basement, they throw it away, they don't do anything with it, and it could still be, there's still some value in this, what could be perceived as an antiquated piece of technology. It could be used to, bring, light to an otherwise dim classroom, that exists somewhere on this globe. So what resonated with me were those photos, because that's the stories that they were sharing. It was it was visceral, I got it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's not just you're throwing computers away where, I'm actually changing a life by, giving these computers away. So it's connecting and making those connections with people and highlighting those stories that are ultimately going to, resonate with individuals. Now, in terms of what I've done in the past with nonprofits, it's been very different, I would say. I've got a live video feed, and what I'll do is, for a donation, I'll do whatever you want. Are you familiar with Subservient Chicken?
No, I'm not.
Okay, this is one of the best.
I'm leaving on that note. Oh. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
One of the best viral marketing campaigns ever, thrust upon the internet. Burger King had this website called subservientchicken.com, and it still exists, by the way. You could go to this website. There was this dude, at least we think it's a dude, dressed up in a chicken outfit, and you type in this little form field, do the chicken dance. And suddenly, on video, this dude in a chicken suit starts doing the chicken dance. Like, what the hell? Stand on your head. And the dude stands on his head. You could type in, I swear, anything, and they figured out, mapping out everything that most people would say, and this guy in video would do it. Subservient Chicken. So I do something like Subservient Chris, where someone pays, whatever it is by PayPal, and I'll do something for him. I'll sing a song, or I'll, put peanut butter in my face and let my dog lick it off, or something crazy, something wacky. And it's, it's raised thousands upon thousands of dollars for various charities and nonprofits. So, I'm using a tool that anybody can use. I'm putting my own ass on the line. Everybody's going to have a, a different approach, a different reason to do things, but sometimes you got to get creative and put yourself out there and give people a reason to want to care.